and demo on my channel. So the brand that we are talking about today is IBY Beauty. I've seen a couple YouTubers using this brand recently and I was really intrigued by their products. So I was super excited at the opportunity to receive products from them and play around with it myself. So before I get into the video, I do have a discount code for you guys. I will link it down below so that you can copy and paste it. I will also link the site down below. And if you use the code GLOWGETTER, you will get 25% off your purchase. So just wanted to say that in the beginning before I forget. And specifically, they sent me over their Poolside palette. This palette is gorgeous. We are going to be playing with color today, which is super exciting for me. Such pretty shadows. I'll do close-ups of everything in a second, but for now I just want to show you what we're working with. And then we have the Radiant Glow palette, super pretty packaging, and then you get that big box, kind of like the Benefit boxed blushes. And then they also sent over one of their lipsticks, and this is in the shade Finally, and this is my perfect shade that you guys know that I would wear. So I went ahead, I did my base makeup, primed, foundation, concealer, powder, all that stuff, and then I also did my brows so that I can do eyes, face, cheek stuff, and then lips with you guys, create a full look with these products to really just give you my first impressions. Obviously, I will be honest with my impressions. I haven't tried any of these products yet before, so I'm really excited to try them out for the first time with you guys. So without any further ado, let's get into the testing of the IBY Beauty products. So we're going to start off with the Radiant Glow palette. Looks super, super pretty. We have two highlighters here in Purr and Pink Pearl. We have a blush, a warm tone bronzer in Royce, and then these look like highlighters as well in Prosecco and 24 Karat Magic, but I'd use these ones more as bronzer toppers. So I'm going to start off using this bronzer contour shade. It looks super warm and really pigmented, so I'm going to be super careful and light-handed with this, especially because it is so warm and I am so pale. So let's see how this applies. That's pretty. I'm going in with a super light hand because I'm so nervous about the warmth of this bronzer. But that looks really pretty. I really like the way this is applying. As I said, the color is super warm, so that's making me a little bit nervous, but it's applying really nicely on my skin. It sits really nicely. It's not patching at all, so this is definitely nerve-wracking to go in with, but it looks super pretty so far. This would definitely be super pretty in the summer to just use like a little more sloppily. It's really nice. And I'm going to apply just a little bit more on my forehead area. I like a nice bronze on my forehead as well. And then I've also been liking taking my bronzer a little bit on my nose area lately just to give a slimmer effect on the nose. I've been liking it on me, just a super sloppy contour and a little on the neck. Then I'm just going to go in with the same brush and my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder and bake it. Not that it's super sloppy, but I just do this with all of my bronzers now. No fault to the bronzer at all. I think it looks beautiful, but I just like a sharper, more defined, contoured look. So I've been doing this lately with every single bronzer contour type product. So I'm just gonna let that chill for a bit and we're going to go in with these highlights and blush. So I think for highlighter, I'm going to take a mix of Purr and Pink Pearl, the two lightest ones. I might go in with Pink Pearl first and then put Purr on the highest point. So let's try that. Ooh, that's pretty. That's super pretty. I also love the idea of having this to travel. As I said, kind of similar to the Benefit box set, which I don't have. I've actually always wanted. It just makes so much sense to have a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight in a palette. Obviously, this palette's a little chunkier than I would ideally like to take traveling with me or on an overnight of any type, but it is nice to just have them all in the same place as long as you like the formula of all of them and the colors work for you, etc. But it's nice to just have them all in one place. So that is how the highlight looks with just Pink Pearl. I think that's super pretty. Now I'm going to add this whitish one called Purr and really amp it up. So just putting that on the absolute highest point of my face. Wow, that is pretty. so pretty. I love that. It's like that wet look that I like. Super pretty. Now we are going to head in with this blush in Pop. I think this is such a pretty neutral color. It would work on a lot of skin tones in my opinion. It's not too deep. It's not too light that it wouldn't show up on a lot of people. I think it's a really nice neutrally color. So let's apply this to the cheeks. You guys know I love my blush. I always go overhand, or I always go overboard with the blush. What can I say? I love blush. And I think a nice pinky blush looks really nice with like a warm tone bronzer like this. It just gives that like healthy, luminous, summery, beachy look. I think it's super pretty. Not that you necessarily want that type of look heading into the winter, but I think that it's really pretty all year round. Okay, so that is how the face looks with this Radiant Glow palette applied. I think it's beautiful. My expectations weren't super high for this. I'm gonna be honest, I was a little bit nervous just because when a brand sends you stuff, you sometimes as a YouTuber, especially a small YouTuber, feel obliged to give a good review in hopes that the brand will want to continue working with you, or any brand will see it and want to work with you. I think this applied beautifully to the face. I could see myself reaching for this on an everyday basis. It's annoying that the packaging is bulkier, so I can't store it with my other face products, but I honestly think that looks so beautiful on the skin. It just does everything that I'd want out of a highlighter, out of a bronzer, out of a blush, so I'm super happy with this, and as long as it wears nicely, I don't see any issues with this at all. Now we're going to head into eyes. I'm very nervous because I do not play with color. I'm trying to get better at eyeshadow, but I'm scared. I'm not the best at it, and this palette is definitely one to bring me out of that scared comfort zone state of being. So I'll give you guys a little close-up and then we'll get into some of these fun colors. That is what the palette looks like close up. Super, super beautiful and so many pretty shades to play with. I'm going to go in with this top shade in the left upper corner here called Sunny Skies. Love the pan size of these, love the way this is laid out, and I love the way that it has all the names under it right off the bat, and the big mirror. I think this packaging is gorgeous, especially for a brand that has cheaper products. I don't know all the prices off the top of my head, but I know that it's not like a super high-end brand, so I'm really pleased with this packaging. Yes, it's cardboard, but I think that it's laid out beautifully, and the fact that their emblem logo is imprinted in the shadow is just like a really nice bougier touch in my opinion. So I think that's awesome. I'm just packing this neutral shadow on with the Pro Airbrush Detail Brush from Sephora. Love this as well to buff out any powder or concealer or anything. So just setting my eyes with that, giving a nice first base. Then I'm going to head in with this second one in on the bottom. Not sure how well you can see that, but it is called Margs. It's like a, I'm so bad at describing colors. It's like a pinky taupey brown. So I'm going to pick this up on a fluffy Morphe brush. There is a good amount of kickback with this, so I'll be worried about fallout, especially because I did my face makeup first. But yes, going in with this Margs shade in my crease. Okay, I just zoomed you guys in a little bit closer so you can see a little more precisely what it is I'm doing and how everything's applying a little bit better. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do of that shade in Margs. It's a super pretty color. It's pink without being like pink in your face. It's more of a lighter mauve, I would describe it as, and I think it's super pretty. I don't have any other shadows like this in my collection. I did get a good amount of fallout. You can see I'm wiping it away now, but nothing super insane, nothing unworkable. I think I'm going to go in with this shade, which is called Get Soaked in the second row. Super pretty, more of a cranberry-ish shade. And again, these have a ton of kickback, which I'm not a huge fan of, but not the end of the world. So I'm going to go in with this in more of that outer corner, outer V area, just to deepen it up a little bit. I really want to play with color and go for cranberries and stuff, so that's what we're sticking with. Okay, I love how that shade applied. Super, super pretty. A lot of kickback, a lot of fallout. You guys can see that there. So I'm going to wipe that away. It wipes away really easily, so it's not a huge deal, but obviously I would do my eyes first before using this palette again, just so that you can avoid that wiping away business, you know? I think I'm gonna go ahead now and take this last shade on the top row called Caliente. It's more of a true gold. I think it's washing it out a bit on camera. It's a little bit deeper and a little more gold, and I'm just going to try putting that all over my lid. I think that would look pretty with the mauvey pink and the cranberry that we have going on, so I'm going to try picking that up on a Morphe M124 brush. This is just like a classic flat shader. We'll see how these shimmers apply. I might end up going in with X Plus or with my finger. I normally like my finger best, so we'll see. Okay, so my camera rudely shut off while I was finishing that up. I went over my lid with the Caliente shimmer. It's a very soft look. It's not an intense gold shimmer, not like a sparkle. I'm sure you could build it up if you did a cut crease or something like that, but I'm not into that for today, so I'm just going to leave it at this. So we played with 3 shadows, 4 I guess. We used the Sunny Skies, Margs, Get Soaked, and Caliente. So I'm impressed with this look. It's pretty basic, but I'm not that into color, so this is a lot for me. I'm going to go ahead, go off camera, put on mascara and perhaps some individual lashes. I will see how I'm feeling, and then I'm going to come back to finish this look off by applying this lippy sticks for you guys. I think this goes really well with the eye look, a little monochromatic, so I will be right back once I've done my mascara. Okay, you guys, so that is the finished look with the mascara. I didn't decide to do falsies or any individuals. I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest, and my real lashes are looking pretty okay today, so I just decided to go with that, and I think it looks pretty. So now we're going to go in with this IBY Beauty lipsticks in the shade Finally. I'm just going to wear this on its own for the sake of the video, so let's apply this and see how it looks on my face. It's a tiny bit deeper and brighter than I had imagined. I expected it to be a little more pink, so I think I'm going to apply the top with a lip brush just to diffuse it a little bit and make it a little less bright because it's really, really pigmented. I'm just gonna try and bring it up on my top lips a little bit. So that is how the lip shade looks like on me. I definitely wasn't anticipating this color, but I actually think it's really pretty. It's very summery, very bright, especially with this eye look. I feel like I'm just screaming like summer. I think it's really pretty though. I really like how everything applied. I like how everything turned out. As I said, I was pleasantly surprised by the face palette. The face palette is probably my favorite so far. I just think that it looks really, really nice on the skin. The eye palette, definitely nothing wrong with it. Just a lot of brighter shades to put me outside my comfort zone, which is a good thing. And I really do like the way that my eye look turned out today. Then the lip, super bright, super fun. Definitely not necessarily an everyday shade, but I think that the formula is really nice. It's not too drying like a lip liner can tend to be. It has a little bit of slip to it, just a tiny bit, but it definitely does a good job of adhering to the lips. And a huge thank you to IBY Beauty for sending me this product to play around with. Definitely super fun to try new brands. I love trying new brands and showing new brands to you guys, and the fact that they sent over a discount code is awesome. So definitely check out their site, check out the link down below and the discount code, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.